Hey scholars, Miss Esther here. This is lesson 6 of our self-paced learning with context clues. So far we have talked about definitions and inferencing. So let's review real quick. We use context clues when we're reading a passage or a story and we come to a word that we don't know or we don't know the meaning of. Good readers don't just skip over the word. They look for clues around the story or around the word to help them figure out what the meaning of the word is. So we have talked about how when we read nonfiction passages, the author typically gives us a definition. You also have learned about inferring. Now that word's kind of a tricky one because sometimes the author doesn't really tell us what the word means. We have to use our brain and think about what's happening in the story. And that's what inferencing is, or inferring. So today, we're going to read a story that's a fictional story, which means it's not real. And we're going to work a little bit more on inferring, which means looking at the story to see if we can figure out what the word means. So we're going to be using the same passage for the teacher model, the student-paced learning, and your exit ticket. So let's get started. So in our story today, we need to look at the title of our story. So the title of our story is called The Crab. So Miss Esther is going to read it aloud, and I would like for you to follow along. If you are face-to-face, you have this paper in front of you that you can follow along as well. The Crab. Saturday was supposed to be a gloomy day, but when I woke up, the sun was shining, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. What a great day to go to the beach, I thought. I invited Rebecca to come with me, but instead of being ecstatic about going to the beach, she was unenthusiastic and decided to stay home. Next, I called my cousin Miguel, who was eager to go to the beach. We arrived at the beach and laid out our towels and beach chairs. Miguel saw a crab in the sand and he walked over to it. I thought it would scurry away, but the crab stayed where it was. It wasn't afraid of Miguel at all. At first, I pretended I wasn't interested, but I was curious about the crab. Finally, I walked over to Miguel and the crab. Miguel, that crab is sick. It needs to go back to the water. We need to pick it up and take it into the ocean right now. I thought that Miguel would complain about having to pick up the crab, but he happily took the crab back over to the ocean. We both watched the crab see what would happen. I was not sure if the crab would be okay. I tried to relax, but I was feeling very anxious. Miguel told me that although this was a new thing for me, he was very familiar with crabs and he was not worried about the crab at all. He told me to stop being so impatient. The crab just needed some time to feel better before he swam away. Miguel was right. After a few minutes, the tiny crab began to swim away. I was delighted. This turned out to be a splendid day at the beach instead of a boring day at home. Okay, so now let's practice those context clues. So Miss Esther has taken the first paragraph of our story. So I'm just going to reread this, and then we are going together, I'm going to show you how to figure out the word gloomy and ecstatic. Okay, so I'm going to reread this section. Saturday was supposed to be a gloomy day, but when I woke up, the sun was shining and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. What a great day to go to the beach, I thought. I invited Rebecca to come with me, but instead of being ecstatic about going to the beach, she was unenthusiastic and decided to stay home. Next, I called my cousin Miguel, who was eager to go to the beach with me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the word gloomy. Okay, so if you're in class, you might want to go ahead and highlight this. So I'm trying to figure out, what does the word gloomy mean? So I'm going to reread this sentence. Saturday was supposed to be gloomy, but when I woke up, the sun was shining. So I think, I put my little text box right here. I think that the word gloomy means like rainy, not sunny, cold, windy. Okay, so definitely a day that you wouldn't want to go to the beach. And I know that that's what it means is because it says it was supposed to be gloomy, but when I woke up, it was sunny. So I know that gloomy means the opposite of sunny. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here. Oops, sorry. So how do I know? I'm going to say because the story said it was supposed to be gloomy. I'm going to put, but it was sunny. So I know that sunny or gloomy is the opposite of sunny. Okay? I think that's telling me I need to put a D there. All right, so let's go to our next word, ecstatic. Okay, so again, I'm going to get my highlighter and I'm going to underline or highlight the word ecstatic. So let's read this sentence. I invited Rebecca to come with me, but instead of being ecstatic about going to the beach, she was unenthusiastic and decided to stay home. So I think it means ecstatic would be like happy or excited, I think. Happy or excited. And how do I know is because the author told us, or the person who's telling the story said that she should have been ecstatic, but she decided to stay home. And so ecstatic means she should have been happy, but she wasn't. I'm going to just put here, the person telling the story used this word to tell me how, her friend should have felt about going to the beach. Okay, but in the end, we know she decided to stay home. Okay, so now it's your turn to try. So what you're going to do next is in the Nearpod, you are going to practice 2 of them, and Ms. Esser is going to give you the correct answer. So if you don't get them right, I want you to go back and do the quiz again. And then you're going to have an exit ticket where you can show me what you know how to do on your own.